If someone shouts on a video call in a cafe, the quiet reminder can hit 43 plays if you do not verify it. Complaints and blame land on staff. At 14:10, a window seat starts a speaker on meeting. I point to the table notice and ask once for headphones, calmly and short. But the voice gets louder and the next table complains. So I play the quiet reminder once on the PA and save the first entry in the speaker log. For 10 minutes it loops, loud talk, play the notice, count goes up. When the screen shows total 43 plays, it stops being a fight and becomes a fact. Next, I show one policy line: speakerphone and video calls may be restricted. Then I give two options: put on headphones or take the call outside. Cause was speaker on shouting and no headphones. Fix was logging and offering clear options. One tip: screenshot the PA count screen so the conversation stays short. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. A customer said the food was terrible and refused to pay. If we ignored that as direct loss. So we had to check. First, we took a photo of the table as it was, no leftovers and a clean plate. Were our two clear pieces of evidence. We checked the order log again. There was a payment attempt record at 1912 clearly saved in the system. We also showed the store notice that refund requests must be made during the meal. It clearly stated objection before payment. In the end, the food was fully eaten, and only payment was refused. With photos and logs, we reported it as dine and dash. Next time, take a photo first. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. At 22:41, a customer sent a bug photo demanding a refund. If you accept it blindly, you lose 12,801. First, I checked the order log. It showed delivered 18 minutes after pickup. The customer message had no photo of the seal or packaging. Next, I inspected the image itself and tapped view info in the gallery. The taken date popped up as 2023 February 14. Still, I cross-checked our records too. Cook start was 22:12 and the packaging photo showed a different receipt number. My reply stayed neutral and used only proof, 2 screenshots of info and logs. I also added one policy line: please check immediately upon delivery. The cause was recycled old photos, and the fix was filing a dispute with metadata screenshots. One tip: when you receive a photo, tap View Info first. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. When a parent blames the facility after a kid gets hurt, CKV comes first. If you skip records, you can end up paying before you even know the truth. At 2:20 p.m. they called and demanded a 35,001 refund for entry. I immediately logged the time and the injury spot in one clean line on the incident form. Even if the scene is loud, verification is 2 steps. I photographed Rule 7 and captured the entry agreement checkbox as proof. Next was CTV, camera 2 at 14:18:22. The clip clearly showed the kid jumping off the furniture, not a facility collapse. I bundled one screenshot and a 15-second clip, then sent it with a standard message template. We also noted 2 disinfecting steps in the first aid log to keep it factual. The cause was a jump off furniture outside the guardian's view, not a broken facility. We closed it under Ticket 21 by bundling the log, rules, and CKV, and the tip is to write the time code within 1 minute. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. A clerk woke someone sleeping on a store chair and he swung a blade. If you do not know the order of response, it gets dangerous fast. Around 23:44 he kept sleeping on the chair. The store rules said late night, stay restricted, so the clerk first gave a verbal notice. Suddenly, he pulled a blade from his bag. In that second, the clerk pressed the panic button once under the counter. At the same time, a report received message appeared on the screen and CTV timestamp 23:42. The clerk kept distance and moved toward the exit. The cause was late night solo duty and weak training for risky customers. The fix is simple: give notice, then at any sign of danger, press the panic button and create distance. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. In one line, it's a customer who talks down to a worker using school status. If you don't verify, you can lose money in a refund dispute. The customer waved a receipt from 1410 and raised their voice. They said their kid goes to an S-level school, so the cashier should just obey. The worker opened the price scan log first. The log clearly showed the item code and the applied price, 3,501. The customer still demanded a refund and wouldn't move. The worker pointed to one line on the policy card: no exchange without a receipt. When the customer threatened to report, the worker did a second verification. The shift log already had one note from last week about the same complaint pattern. The cause was using status to pressure the worker and bend the rules. The fix was simple: capture the logs and point to one policy line, and the tip is to save the screen before you respond. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. When someone waives a law to demand a refund, agreeing fast can cost you. First, verify the payment time and whether it was online or in-store. They yelled about Article 43, but the receipt showed in-store payment at 14:10. I screenshot the transaction page showing in-store purchase first. Next, I checked the clause itself, and Article 43 was a penalty section. The screen showed a fine line, so I saved that exact sentence. They said online purchases can be cancelled within 7 days, so I explained that withdrawal is usually 7 days and mainly for distance sales. I also pointed to our sign line saying no refunds for change of mind. When they kept raising their voice, I logged it as loud shouting for 3 minutes starting at 13:55. Then I bundled the policy photo and 2 screenshots into one folder and sent it to the supervisor. The cause was trusting a clause number without checking where it applies, and the fix was verifying the purchase channel and the clause on screen and responding politely. Skip arguing by name and set the baseline with one clean screenshot. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. A customer buys a near expiry sale item, then complains it is not fresh. If you do not prepare, refunds will waste your shift. Right before my evening shift ended, I organized the fridge sales shelf. Each sticker said near expiry and 30% off. When they brought it to the register, I said it again. It is best eaten today or tomorrow, and I pointed at the sticker. The next day they called and said it was not fresh. I tapped call recording and repeated the same disclosure line calmly. Then I organized proof, a receipt photo, and the register log entry. When the sale tag appeared beside the item, their tone changed. The cause was expecting a clearance item to feel brand new, and the fix was clear disclosure plus saved proof. Tip: point at the sticker and say one clean sentence. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. When teens smoke inside a PC cafe, ignoring it can turn into fines and non-stop complaints fast. At 10:10 p.m., the smell hit hard, so I checked the paper cup next to their seat right away. They said they were adults, so I tapped the birth date field in the usage record and checked again. It showed they were minors. So I read our rule out loud: if a minor smokes, we contact a guardian. But the guardian arrived and lit a cigarette right in front of the no smoking sticker at the entrance. The cause was simple. The kid copied what they saw, and I logged the CTV time and call record, then asked them to leave calmly. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. This is about a customer who threatened a lawsuit for an allergy after finishing the meal, even though they never mentioned it while ordering. So checking order records matters. The customer claimed a nut allergy and said the food was dangerous. So the staff first opened the pause order log to check the order details. The order memo line only showed note none, so the staff captured the receipt screen as evidence immediately. At the bottom of the menu, there was also a line saying allergen ingredients may be included. So the staff saved a photo of that notice too. In allergy cases, responsibility usually appears when the customer warned the restaurant first. So the order memo and notice settled the situation. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. This is a story about repeated theater disruption that ended with removal. If staff let it slide once, the whole row gets affected and the response gets messy. The first check came about 7 minutes after the movie started. Staff verified the row number, gave one verbal warning, and the feet stayed down for barely 2 minutes. It did not end there. After 3 clear kicks hit the seat back ahead, security logged the complaint time together with the seat number before stepping in again. When swearing followed the second warning, removal started right away. But in the lobby, the guests suddenly demanded refunds for all 43 vouchers and raised their voice. The staff did not argue emotionally. They showed the voucher history on the ticket screen and the one-line rule below it, matching the reason for removal to the refund exclusion. In the end, the cause was the guests repeating the behavior after warnings, and the resolution came from time logs and rule checks. On site, write down the seat number and warning count first. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. This is about a guest who left a hotel room wrecked and got a 4.3 million won special cleaning charge on the card on file. If you only look at the alert, you miss why it was taken and lose ground in a dispute. Checkout was at 11 in the morning, and when housekeeping entered at 11:20, the room status switched to out of order right away. The desk saved 18 photos with the door access log, and the work note already said special cleaning requested. They did not stop there, and the manager pulled the check in signature form and the house policy again. One line clearly said that excessive filth or unusual cleaning could be billed to the registered card. By 2:40 in the afternoon, an outside cleaning quote came in, and it said the room needed a 3-day block instead of a normal 35-minute turnover. Mattress disposal, machine carpet cleaning, and odor treatment were listed separately, which fixed the total at 4.3 million won. After that, the card that had only been held for incidentals was converted into the payment card for the damage charge. At 5:12 in the afternoon, the folio posted room recovery and special cleaning, and the receipt plus photo packet was sent right away. In the end, the cause was confirmed room damage plus a live clause that allowed extra cleaning charges to the card register to check in. The fix was bundling photos, door logs, one policy line, and the outside invoice, and the tip is to check the hold range and damage clause before you ever take the key. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. Customer with queue number 43 insisted on being served first, so we checked the kiosk screen together. The screen clearly showed now serving 12 and waiting 43, so we scrolled the queue list to confirm the order. The customer asked us to press priority service, so we showed the kiosk rule notice before doing anything. When the demand continued, we opened the kiosk log menu, and it clearly showed 3 unauthorized queue cancellations. Because of the system rule, the queue entry was automatically removed, so the fastest way is simply waiting your turn. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. This is about someone treating a free fruit plate like a right and ending up with the full bill recalculated. One bad complaint can turn a free extra into an immediate loss. Around 8 in the evening, the customer raised their voice at the counter, saying the fruit was dry and bad. The worker first checked the single line on the receipt that marked it as a service item. It showed a price of 0 and 1 complimentary serving, which also meant it was not listed as a refundable item. So the worker opened the order screen and showed both the base set price and the gift entry together. But the customer pushed 2 more times, saying bad fruit should lead to compensation, not just removal. The worker then read the policy line aloud and recalculated the order after removing the free extra. The bill went from 16,000 won to 18,500 won once the bundled free item was removed. Only then did the customer realize that a complimentary plate was not treated like a separately guaranteed purchase. In the end, the cause was treating a free extra like a guaranteed right, and the fix was simply checking the rule and charging the regular price. One tip: before arguing over a service item, read the receipt label and the notice first. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe. At the counter, when a parent tells a child study or you end up like that worker, it stops being advice and turns into disrespect on the spot. The worker did not argue first and checked the order line and waiting number again. The receipt already showed 1 takeout order and queue number 12. But the parent repeated it in front of the child and said that person will only stand there and take payments. So the worker quietly showed a lanyard card marked clinical practice ended today. When the parent asked if it was real, the worker showed the student ID front and the current term sticker together. The card clearly showed the year level and valid through the end of this month. Only then did the parent go quiet and step back from the counter with the child. The worker did not demand an apology and only said, "Please do not teach children to rank people by jobs." The real cause was a lazy stereotype that treated part-time work like failure, and it ended with an ID and the order record. In moments like this, save the receipt line and verify one fact before reacting emotionally. That's all for today's story. We'll be back every day with a new one. If you want to catch tomorrow's story too, please like and subscribe.